want to participate, the better. So if there's anybody who really has a burning desire to do something, and I'm more than happy to be approached this afternoon, emails or whatever, any particular groups, whether you want to be participating in the information of different of the updating of the Orphanet information, the targeted medical therapists, anything like that, then please come and volunteer. And just like the people volunteered through the CPMS, that will be widened when we've just had a preliminary look at it to see what can happen. We've already got a timeline for that, which I think is what I really wanted out of today, so that's brilliant. The one thing, the four things I thought probably needed a bit more discussion. How we widen the knowledge about the network and how we get national networks working. And that may be different in different countries. And I just to have some discussion about what people think about that. There's the database and how we move forward with that. And I think we need to have some sort of decision as to whether, you know, I think you even can move forward with the core elements that we've discussed, but the platform perhaps needs a little bit more discussion to get agreement on which platform. Money is something else, but maybe we can formulate that from what we've discussed today. Guidelines, Eugen has disappeared, but Federico and Nicola are here. Just having some sort of thought about what you want from all the other work packages, or whether you want us to feed into you about what's going on. And finally, endorsement of courses, and what sort of courses we'll be looking at. So that's probably a lot to discuss in 45 minutes, or an hour. However, dissemination. Maybe I can have some thoughts from different countries about the existence of VRNs. The countries actually know about them? Are they utilising them? You're nodding.
They know they don't utilise.
They know about them but don't utilise them. But that's in the early infancy, but at least they know about them.
For the moment, they cannot utilise them.
No, that's what I mean. Well, that's the catch-22. We can't disseminate it too much because we haven't got the discussions going. So I suppose the issue is how we think about it. Sophie?
Yeah, I was going to say we've actually a great opportunity here when in the next couple of weeks, we'll have the CPMS up ready to go. And if we can figure out our processes for how we decide you can come into it, it's a real chance to go out to our national organisations through the ILAE national chapters, whatever our professional organisations are, and tell them about it. Maybe target some of our national meetings over the course of the year, maybe send out a flyer, an email shot, but then be ready to be immediately responsive, because the first time one of them comes to us and says, we have a case, if we don't respond, they'll go, oh, well, that wasn't.
That's right, that's why it's a bit of a catch-22. We've got to be ready, but I think we just need a dissemination plan in our own respective countries. Peter?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that in parallel to dissemination, it means this top-down approach, actually. So we should support the bottom-up approach and maybe target the patients themselves. And I was thinking about something kind of eligibility tool we had for surgical treatment of epilepsy. So this would be great. And Alexis pointed out in the morning that just in case what for example, are kind of markers of possibly rare or complex epilepsy. And then if the patients identify themselves or the parents identify the child, so they can ask directly to the specialized center for the help. So because sometimes with this national network, it really does not work that even if we tell to the physicians that there is this possibility, they never send patients. So I think we need to target directly patients and to let them know that there is such a possibility.
But that may be dangerous because do you have the capacity in your center to accommodate that? We already get from the entire country the most difficult epilepsy cases being referred to one center, and if the patients by themselves, without interfering with their treating physician, would decide to want to be referred to Utrecht, we would have a big problem. And the only entrance actually to EpiCARE would be through the established national EpiCARE member center. So.
Yeah,
but I mean, something that I would be thinking of within the UK is that if patients approach them, we've already had one patient approach, is to give them the mechanism by which they can get in. That they go back to their local physician, and they say, I'm aware of this network, please can I get another opinion? I can go to one of these 4 centres to get...
help as the EPA group. Could we do something alongside when you're promoting the EpiCARE is up and running in the CPMS? Could we promote through the patient groups that we're representing to say to the patients and the families, if you would like to be considered, talk to your local medical centre, here's a leaflet, here's the information, so you make sure your medical team is aware, so that we come at it from both the medical team's awareness and the patient awareness.
That's what we need to clarify which are the conditions, because we know the family. Then come the boomerang for both, for medical and for patient. You need to say how you can ask to participate, because everyone, if the risk that everyone can ask some information or the center, the risk is the center having involved or I wait for dissemination for this time. We need to clarify how they need is the process, what the patient can ask and to who, because it's.
But I mean, it's what their expectation is of the discussion as well, because if they have they may have a diagnosis of optimal management and there isn't any, or is it the fact they haven't got a diagnosis and which way do we go? I mean, it's that level of what they feel the discussion is required for, which needs joint discussion with their local medical team.
Yes, exactly. If not, every single patient having a diagnosis, having still one seizure, I'm saying whatever, every 3 months, will seek for second opinion, and it's his right. I mean, I'm not discussing the right for second opinion, but is this what we want to do in this network? My answer would be NO. I mean, if not, it is the end of what we are trying to build.
It's not up to the patient whether or not he or she will be discussed in EpiCARE, it's up to the treating physicians.
No, I'm not speaking about discussion at the CPMS. I'm just trying to get registered to have an idea how many patients get this rare epilepsy, because I believe there is a lot of adult patients with epilepsy which are not picked up, and we have no idea how many of them.
No, that's right. I mean, pediatrics is slightly different.
It's just a question if we just are happy with having 1/3 of them, or maybe 50% of them.
Anne, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, well, I think you have to decide what sort of dissemination you want to do, what sort of promotion you want to do. And you probably have very different promotion that will go out through the league. They're going to be targeting the doctors, whereas it can be promoted through the patient organisations. IPE can send it to all of information to all of their chapters, but it's the information that you provide. So are you giving generalised information of this is a fantastic new programme and that has possibilities, or you're not going to ask them to go, you can be careful that you make sure that the patient doesn't think that he can make contact directly.
Or that they're going to gain a huge amount necessarily
exactly, yeah. So I think it's just 2 different audiences.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it is a bit of a scattergun effect. The more you promote it, the more it's going to get out there. And also,
well, that's partly what we want it to be. That is the,
And also, if you send it to IBD chapters, they're going to be much more active on social media than I think the ILD chapters. I mean, I would be corrected if that's wrong.
No, I mean, you're absolutely correct. Yeah. You just need to look at me and Judith. Judith's social media all the time, and I'm not doing anything at all. So.
But the weaker point is that in many countries, and I'm not talking about the exception of the Netherlands and perhaps UK and France, there is not a single sign of a network, a national network. And they have to understand their own perception. The other centers, sometimes they are better than the centers who are included in EpiCARE, so they don't have any clue why they would send patients to that single center in the country, and they feel that they are doing as good or even better. So for me, the future is included. Many more centers.
Well, that's sort of what I have to. What I think I didn't point out earlier, just to warn you, is that there's 2 things. One, we do need to include more centres in due course, and that is still a process that's in discussion as to how that's going to happen. But we've got to revisit, as the steering group asked SAMS, to make sure that our criteria are appropriate and that we will meet it. But actually, over the next 6 months, 75 centres in all the ERMs are going to be paper audited, and 25 are going to be visited. Now that's not just us, it's all the ERNs, and they're going to be randomly picked out. So to make sure that we meet criteria, as we said, and we're doing what we said we were going to do. So I just need to warn you, because you're all listed as centres. But we need to, the whole process of who's in, do we want 25 centres from one country? That just sort of defeats the object of the exercise, and the Board of Member States want national networks to work towards a pyramid approach.
For the centres which are not compliant, they will provide no longer money.
There's no money anyway.
No, this is why. The joke was about that.
No, they have the label taken away, and they are threatened to remove labels.
You're afraid of it. I can see you shaking, Andrew.
I think we must differentiate the different levels of what we need as dissemination. One is purely political, in the sense that we need to establish within the different countries the roles played by ERNs, and particularly EpiCARE. And when I say establish it, I mean our own institutions that are not aware of what we are doing. I mean the government agencies that not necessarily know what's going on. I mean, they signed it, but they are not necessarily in it. And this is much more political. It comes also through the website. It comes through the pressure of the patients. It comes through our publications, where we should take the habit to add systematically member of the EpiCARE group and whatever for the existing centers. So this has nothing to do with access or not to the patients, to the discussion of the times. The second level is the one that the criteria of expertise eventually we should publish them on the website. I mean, say that to be an expert in epilepsy, you need to have A, B, C, D, E. We know it's arbitrary, but that's life. It is there. So people can drive themselves up to the different centers and try to reach such a level of expertise. And then the third is information to patients that when they need an advice, they need to be used to go to the local expertise center, respecting the rules of the country. I mean, I don't know, there are, for example, in London you have to go through a GP. In France you just take the train and you come wherever you want.
No, you get back to London, you have to refer by your nutrition.
So, and then progressively build up what, as a group, we can provide as a third or fourth advice or whatever. But we should not start on this last point, because we're not ready and we do not have enough manpower to do it. So.
Yes. But getting back to the point of Sophie, do we need also at some moment to advertise or to announce, at least for the beginning, what are the problems that we will discuss, or in a way, what are the main axes that we should discuss? For the pre-surgical cases, this is more or less...
Oh, now you mean intravenous?
Exactly, exactly. And even, I mean, from the national level till this discussion level between us, what do you have? What do we have to do a prioritization on what we want to discuss? Because this is also an important point. Do you want to discuss all? I'm sorry, Isabella. All Dravet that are not responding to actual drugs. These are intractable, severe epilepsies, and we can discuss them. Do you want to discuss cases with unknown diagnosis? Do we want to discuss cases where we believe that they can be surgical because these are focal and intractable? So I believe also that we should think a bit also about this, because if not...
Yes, no, that's right. But also, one discussion we had is whether, and I'm not sure, until we've tested the CPMS, I'm not sure.
In a specific niche area. And in terms of knowledge, so I think that the knowledge about the ERNs is very low. I had no idea there were 6 ERNs in Oxford. So that's very local as a microcosm. And so if that's the case, I think that across the country, actually, people are quite unaware that it exists.
But as I said, I was involved in a case on an ITU and elsewhere. And I mentioned this, and they said, well, if we'd known about that, that would have been a much better fora to do that and ask different people to come from different places to actually see the patient.
But likewise, what Sophia said is exactly right. Before you launch very broadly, all of the platforms have to be ready to go, because otherwise people become very
absolutely.
disillusioned.
That's why it's worth thinking about this, and then when we get there, we can think about it. Yes, it was 1 month, yeah. That's fine. Okay, thank you. So, the next thing, I think we should have some issue about the database, well not an issue, discussion about the database. We do seem to have discussed this ad nauseum within the steering group, but it's important, and we have got to a stage, I think, where we've got agreed, and it's actually moved forward. If we'd actually started a database last summer, we'd be in trouble because of this whole European initiative. But the issue is, I mean, I think you've got enough information to start something off. It's the discussion between Red Cap or something else, and I think we do need to have some. You know, I know the ECRF is in Red Cap, and that's not going to change, and you've got a centralised portion as well as local, haven't you? Which is how you've got to around not everybody having access to it. Yeah, but it's what, are we going to go down that same route, or should we be going to something like Open Clinica, and do we give Leaven the, we think we may have sorted out ways of moving forward. You sat there.
Can you say what the reasons were not to use WebCap? So what is the criticism?
I'm sorry that I cannot answer that question in detail, but I have a list in one of the emails of one of the IT specialists in my hospital saying that it is outdated. I mean, he was a little bit too strong, and then I heard exactly the same arguments during that meeting in Italy. So it's okay, WebCap, again, it's okay. It's free, it's used everywhere.
But it's not available in every hospital, that's the problem.
It's not at the highest level of security and backup and things like this.
But several hospitals have denied the use.
Yes.
I think the arguments would be important.
That's right.
And I think there is really a major point. Although for epilepsy things began before the rare disease initiative, but being a bit involved in this EJP, and when you listen to people, and when you think about future grants, honestly, they will ask us to comply for what they are asking.
Yeah.
I mean, there is also, we were talking about politics, but let's be pragmatic. I mean, for epilepsy, it was funded by EU. You used the Red Cap before having all of these information, so definitely you can argue on that. But my fear, if today we will say, we didn't hear what you are saying, although we didn't initiate our registry, and we will do it as we decided, we should be aware of such decisions.
Can I make a suggestion starting from what the experience we had recently in Lyon, you know about it? Wouldn't it be better, while waiting that all this clears up, what are the dates, the softwares to be used, how, when, and so on, to use the 11 or 16 points that Leaven's registry has in, and each of our centers finds a way to integrate this in its own hospital on the electronic database of his own hospital. So at least we collect the data, and when it's clearer what's happened, I mean, some can do it, some who may have difficulty.
We're about to move to
I agree.
What is EPIC we're about to move to?
Yeah.
You see, the problem is that by the time we will find out how to coordinate this MTA, it's really too late. It's easier to negotiate with my hospital that I need one more electronic place where I put this data systematically. I think in your opinion,
Yeah, Philippe.
Maybe very difficult to share the data.
Yeah,
I know.
So if you decide now,
I know.
it's very simple like Open Clinica system with only 16 items. That's not a big deal, right? And we don't even need to collect much data. It's just a few.
At the Open Clinica, wouldn't you need again to have all the authorizations of the institution of this and that?
We already use it.
It's very
Philippe.
I think that this proposal makes sense because at the moment the most important is to build a registry and get the case included, and there is no need to immediately share what will be recorded in each hospital. And that will leave us some time to find out how this should be done, and there might be different options when the time will come. One option might come from the ERM. One option, if it materializes, what I presented to you today, that is that the HBP signed some kind of a partnership with ERN, neurologically oriented, and that the database of the medical informatic platform is installed in every hospital here, possibly without limitation because it will be proposed by the EU itself. And then you get an interoperability system that can be fed by whatever registry you will have built already in your hospital, provided of course that it's the same common data element for everyone. But then one could feed it from an Excel file, another from RedCap, another from another system it will have used, and eventually this will be pushed into the single interoperable system that the EU will have decided to provide to the center.
But it's very optimistic. I don't think the human brain project where you presented it will be implemented in every center of EpiCARE within a few years. So that means that the coming few years we are all going to register in our own methods.
But we're not, no, on solid case, but the plan might be optimistic, but the plan to get a partnership between HBP and ERN is to get that being done within the next 3 months in terms of contract, hopefully. And the platform is already existing, installed in 7 hospitals, and it still have to develop a number of components, but it's working. Yeah.
And the other point, I'm sorry, please go on, Lisa. No, I was thinking that with these basic core set data, we will not work on them as shared data. I mean, what do you want to share with this? Knowing for the 200 Dravet, the age of onset? I mean, it makes sense that you do not need very immediately to put at least this small list
This is why we will
together.
always stay local. Once a year we will centralize. We will always stay local, whatever system we use.
Exactly.
But can I just go back one step? If I would not have heard these little technical comments, I would go for RedCap.
This is what we said already.
But can I make a suggestion that I ask next week to all 24 centers that they within 1 day reply and say if their hospital
28 centers.
38, that the center would go for RedCap or anything else. If they all say RedCap is okay, then we go for RedCap. If the majority say no, we don't want RedCap, we want something else, then we can go for something.
Yeah, you think the majority would agree on any single
yeah, but we can, what
software.
Philip showed, this is the best, the most used system in the world.
Exactly, exactly.
So if the IT people of the hospital would know that, they don't know. But my hospital will not support it, but then there's another way. You can have another server outside your hospital, so you don't need your hospital systems for your database. So that's why, for me, it's all the same.
But I think what Philippe has mentioned, we need those elements what we would like to collect. And then we can do it in RedCap, but some probably hospitals will not allow you to go for RedCap, so then you can use some other system. But still we will collect the same data. I think this is definitely necessary to say what data are we going to collect, and the technical way can change, but you still can transfer the data, for example, from Excel file to RedCap, or maybe from RedCap to Open Clinica.
But that's creating an extra step, which, I mean, if I would tell you, use RedCap on your own computer, if you don't need your IT from the hospital.
I just have a suggestion like how we did, because several people have told me that it's difficult to implement RedCap in the hospital, and IT, because the hospital doesn't want it, and the IT people are not knowledgeable. What we've done is we have the server at the university, and then we have a contract with the hospital, and then we get much better IT support. So that's just a suggestion.
It will be with our, if we use RedCap, it will be with our university,
yes.
Not the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have to have a contract concerning patient data, but it's manageable. It's manageable.
Yeah. So my day job, outside of what I do, is I'm a business analyst. So I look at business issues and try and identify solutions. What I'm hearing here today is we're trying to find a solution for something that we don't, have we really defined the requirements? What is it we need a registry for, and why do we need it? What do we need to capture? And if we can define that first, then we can identify the appropriate solution. Could we use RedCap? Do we need to use something else? And you can bring in IT in terms of non-functional requirements, in terms of is it an appropriate or an outdated technology that in 2 years' time it's not going to be supported anymore. So you have to bring, but initially you need to think about what are your business requirements. What do you need the registry for? Is it for epidemiological information? Is it for wider information?
Well, Alison, I think that's where we came to the 16 data elements, because we've gone around to this sort of discussion already. And I know you weren't, I mean, we should have perhaps had you all of that discussion, but we've had a lot of discussion about do we collect 250 elements? Or do we collect 16? And I think what, and this is where we need more discussion with the patient groups probably, but the issue we had was, that's where I think, as well as coming from, what the patient groups want, which may be absolutely everything, not necessarily you, but the groups, whereas as clinicians, what can we manage and what do we need it for? And actually knowing which patients are where is the first step. And then saying, have they had an EEG? Yes, no. Have they had an MRI? Yes, no. Is the first step. And then if somebody wants to go and look at all the ring chromosome 20 patients, then they have to look at them in a bit more detail and ask for more information. But at least they know where the patients are.
Exactly. So it's having a strategic objective and then the tactical steps that we could take to build towards achieving that strategic objective in the future. But to get something in place sooner rather than later, which might be just a basic data set.
Yeah. Which is
what we really need is an Excel file.
Unfortunately, I cannot show it to you because I don't have access now to the servers. The reason, it can be RedCap, it can be whatever you want. The reason I was talking about the existing databases of our hospitals, if for some centers it's easier, if it's not, they can do another thing. Is that, for example, the one we implemented, we asked the IT provider to put these 16 items, or there are 10 now. What happens is that because they are already in the file of the patient, all the data on date of birth, name, address, automatically get in. And I don't have to type them again, stop my consultancy to fill up 3 pages of data, and then I'm left with the 10 questions. Italy, yes, no, rare disease, yes, no, and so on. So that's why I propose, if someone has the possibility to implement RedCap or whatever else software while waiting for the growth, why not? The main point is that we all should use the same list, the one you prepared. Yeah. That's the main point. It can be an Excel, whatever you want.
But at some point we will have to put it together and we
well, when this moment, but when this moment comes, at least we will have to
You're actually creating an extra level. If everybody wants to do what he wants at his own hospital, with his own system, we are creating that new level. But still afterwards we will have to do,
yes,
but it's very special.
But there is 1 year over, and we don't have any solution.
And even I think what we will need, the time we will need to put things together will be if we will do something more than this core set data.
On your suggestion, based on what you say, let me make with my student an Excel file.
Yes.
I send it to the 28 centers. It will be 10 fields or 16 fields.
It will be 16. It should be
no,
16.
16 plus something else. Yeah. The drop down. And there you go. And I expect every center to fill in 100 patients. After 6 months, I ask for every center the Excel file to be sent to me, and then you make it the registry with RedCap or Open. That's what we're proposing.
We are, and that ties to say that one question. Do you know, having gone to the meeting a couple of weeks ago, the 5 ERNs that have been funded, are they using a common platform?
Yeah, only 1 out of 5 is using RedCap.
What are the others using?
Yeah. 2 are Open Clinica and 2 are something I never heard of. It doesn't matter what you use. as long as you follow the rules of the European Commission.
How many centers in this consortium are using RedCap?
Well, that's maybe you asked that question anyway.
Yeah.
As to whether that's possible, which is what you suggested.
That would be a good question to ask. How many of us?
Because if it's 27 out of 28, you know.
Because if it is scattered, I mean, not many centers are using it, probably the best way is to do the less effort on this specific issue, and then prove when we apply to the grant that we want to transfer this data into what is the
Absolutely. Okay, Sylvia, then Carmen, I think.
Just about the CPMS system. So I don't really understand why it could not be used as a registry or a database, because they generate an identifier, and then you not.
Well, you don't actually generate an identifier because they save it anonymously, and I'm not sure it has an identifier. They create a nickname for it.
Yeah, but you have to keep in your own file the nickname and apart from the system. So what is the reason for? Because we are supposed to use it only for case discussion.
Yes.
But in fact, why could we not use it for database or for our first step? Because we all need to learn how to use it, and then.
Well, I think we need to look. We will evaluate it, and I think the issue is that it's only cases that are being discussed. So there may be other cases with different diseases we want to register or keep that we already know the answer to.
Yeah, but I asked
Ruth, yeah?
Yeah, and she said that some ERN they just choose to keep it like you want to register specific diseases, or you want to register for specific trials, or it's up to you to decide the way you want to use it. So,
Well, maybe we'll look at that in parallel, but in parallel you asked for how many are using RedCap.
Okay. Concerning this last question, I was surprised in Marino that they really cut the link between CTNS and registries. It's a separate issue. I agree with you, we have the same data in the patients that we will discuss, but there is no overlapping with registries. So they want to keep it separate for some reason.
yeah, but I mean, as long as they have the data, they just maybe it's not so difficult to create something to export it in a way.
I'll ask again. Guidelines. Do you want to? There was a question from Eugen about harmonising. Everybody in each work package is mentioning guidelines. How do we need to move forward with you being told about everything that's been done, or how do you want to move?
I think the task force can collaborate with all the work package. Will we include in the task force next step was statistic?
And could you help us to identify for one specific question that there are at least from the ELI, from some guidelines? I mean,
the list of the document that we received.
Okay.
So the researching different screening disease. Then
might be clear. We will try to work on the presentation piece for the next couple of years, and then we focus on a few recommendations of all the time. Of course,
it's important that the center that didn't reply to our survey send national guideline protocols recommendation.
Yeah. So we need to follow up with another email this time. Another email for everybody.
But if you don't mind saying, Federico, so that if you need national guidelines, maybe we could look at that. For example, from the UK, we received a response from Sonia, and like I would imagine that if you apply for UCL image, you didn't apply, or like for example, both you didn't apply, no?
Well, not quite, because it's Scotland versus versus England, which are two different things for guidelines. It's not right, Samir?
Yes.
And I agree, they should focus on the identified diseases. Like you said, Nicola,
yeah.
if some group say we will focus on tuberculosis, spend all your time on guidelines for tuberculosis, and but at this moment, the correct response is also focus on specific.
Yes, absolutely.
The national guidelines mainly for specific conditions. Tuberculosis, metabolic disease, mitochondrial disease.
Okay, finally, and I'm conscious we're whittling down in numbers slowly. Do you want to discuss endorsement of courses, or what kind of courses you want to know about in more detail?
Well, I would like to hear people what is their feeling about these endorsement courses. I think we have to discuss differently if it's a national course or a European international or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I understand that the issues are not the same systematically. Or maybe just some idea should be only inclusive of whoever organizes whatever is endorsed. Or we need to have a certain proportion of rare and complex within it. I don't know. It's exactly what I presented. Maybe you should have some feeling about it, but it has in a more thought way.
I would not put a fixed number of 50%.
No.
At some point, I will look at the course. It's organized. It's organized by society. So you have some quality checks, and then you can say, okay, that would be very inclusive.
Most of the courses are focused on complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to include something to do with complex and rare.
That's not an issue anymore.
I agree with that as well. I think be very inclusive, and maybe you could make a standard that if you get CME credits awarded to the course and it vaguely fits within the EpiCARE remit, it's awarded, because then you've got an independent check on the course through the CME or CPD pathway.
Should the origin of the organizer be a prerequisite? I mean, should it be either a national ELAE chapter or an ERN center, or it can be whoever wants to?
Whoever wants to. I don't think we can limit it to a center. I mean, the case in point is the Verona course, for example. I mean, okay, the ERN centres were involved, but we're not necessarily organising it.
So, what I didn't hear the start, the beginning of the page. Should it be open?
Open, as in it shouldn't be limited to ERN centres. Is that what the general view is? Yeah.
And you want to exclude strictly national courses? So it should be international?
No, not necessarily.
Both.
It can be both. It can be both because it introduces the richness of languages. If you do it only international, it means automatically that it can be in English. While if it is in other languages, you allow people eventually to be from one country to another. So,
but, well, just as an example, if there would have been a Dutch course on epilepsy not being organized by Utrecht, would it classify for an EpiCARE logo then, or
that was my previous question.
That's true. I mean, I just wonder whether if it's not endorsed by an ERN centre, whether it needs to be international.
I think it's either international or organized by an
Yeah.
ERN centre, something like that.
Yeah.
Not both, not.
No.
International.
As in it's open to international. It's a.
Let me give you a concrete example. In France, for example, we have a French diploma, university diploma of clinical epileptology, co-organized by the French chapter, and one of the universities that endorses it.
When we have special
and
courses,
is it 2 years training with practice and this and that? Should this be excluded?
No.
Okay.
But if none of the ERN centers were in.
No, they are all.
They are all.
I mean, so the ERN centres are in.
Yes.
So
This is not the problem.
But they are not the organizers.
They are.
They are.
Well, they are co-organizing because they are members.
It's a diploma, so it's not an organised symposium, it's a diploma.
Inter-universities. So it's over number of universities, and many of them
so
are.
I would say that some of ERN centers should at least, if it is national, so it should endorse it. And then if it is endorsed by one of the national centers, it can be endorsed by ERN. If you don't organize directly, but you participate, and you say you take.
So we all agree that if it is organized by one of the labeled centers, it is already automatically endorsed.
No.
Yes. Okay?
Well, it still needs to be looked at and reviewed.
This reflects again our self-declared supremacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, but I'm trying to
If
understand.
Amsterdam organizes a very good course on epilepsy, why can we not endorse it? I mean, this is what training in epilepsy.
Now we're not talking about good of that courses. We are talking about EpiCARE courses.
Yes.
If an EpiCARE course is
Endorsement.
why is it endorsed?
I mean,
it's a good course.
If I'm preparing a course tomorrow and it's the worst course that ever happened, I mean, I can. I
The
mean,
opposite, you want to say the opposite. It's not because you're a center that you have the
Exactly.
endorsement.
Exactly.
So that's what I said.
So there should be, it
You look
should
at the
be
program.
inclusive, and there should be criteria for the program. I'm sorry.
Some criteria.
I mean, the problem I have with this, even if it's fine, it's good or bad. I mean, you have a program with titles saying, I don't know, Dravet syndrome, CDKL5, ring chromosome 20, and next to this you have names. Would I decide alone or with 5 people that Vigevano is not a good speaker, so the course is not good? I mean, it's very difficult to do so.
Organizers of the course, before they think about applying for endorsement of the EpiCARE, they really need also to be at a higher level. I mean, a very local course in a local hospital somewhere in Finland, will then ask for EpiCARE.
The best example.
No, a very local, we say, not very international.
I'm going to Lapland next week.
I think that the best is that the working party could send a proposal, at least of minimal.
I know, but that was a think tank now. I will do it, but I was.
No, we discussed it already.
We do, yes.
I think the idea is that, I think the general consensus, we have to have a list of criteria. We can't say we can give it depending on who's organised it or where it organised it. We need to have a list of criteria. And it may be, you can't say it's good or bad, but you have specific criteria, or does it include 5 talks on rare diseases or something, you know? Does it include 1 speaker from an ERN? I mean, that's not so difficult, is it?
Easy.
Christina?
No, I agree with that. I just wanted to say that if we were to be exclusive and just say that it's the ERN centers who can be endorsed, then that will not promote the national collaboration.
No. This is, cannot.
No, I know. It was just a comment.
It was a
to what
I
was
cannot
said.
be the only guy. I agree, of course.
Can you defend on Finland?
If it's in a small village in Finland.
Lapland, where I'm going.
What we are going to arrange, and I would like that be endorsed, is that the national chapter of IAE is going to arrange 1.5 day course of how to treat difficult, rare and complex epilepsies in Finland and increase national collaboration. And one of the speakers is Nicolas Vecchio.
No, please give more names.
I think it's now where he's going to Finland and he doesn't know it. Yeah.
So there's going to be Finnish speakers, 2